मिलेट्स वर्ष घोषित किया है। झांकी में ज्वार, बाजरा, रागी, कुटकी, कुंगनी और सांवा की फसल देखी जा सकती है।
मेरे देश की धरती से सोना ये उगे, कहते हैं मिलेट इनको, मोटा दाना भी इनको कहे। ज्वार, बाजरा, रागी, कुटकी इनमें आते हैं। पौष्टिकता का उत्सव आओ मिलके मनाते हैं, आओ मिलके मनाते हैं। होती टिकाऊ खेती, अच्छी सेहत ये बनाए, चलो मिलेट उगाए, मिलेट का वर्ष मनाए।
Next is the tableau of Ministry of Tribal Affairs, which is based on the theme of Kartavya model president.
As the tableau of the ICAR moves past, we now have approaching the saluting base, the tableau from the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, based on the theme Eklavya Model Residential Schools. The next tableau is also from the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Narcotics Control Bureau tableau, with the theme Resolve at the Rate 75 Drug-Free India.
नशा मुक्त भारत का हमने छेड़ा है अभियान, सकल देश में जन आंदोलन का परचम लहराए, नशे के इस अभिशाप से हम भारत को मुक्त बनाए।
ड्रग्स से इस जंग में साथ हम सभी, हर कदम पर संग में आपका एनसीबी।
कर्तव्य पथ पर सामाजिक संदेश का भी समावेश होता हुआ गणतंत्र दिवस के इस पर्व में अगली झांकी केंद्रीय सशस्त्र पुलिस बलों की नारी शक्ति को परिलक्षित करते हुए, जिसमें सीमा सुरक्षा बल, सीआरपीएफ, सीआईएसएफ और असम राइफल्स का प्रतिनिधित्व है। कर्तव्य पथ पर अटल खड़ी है नारी, देश की नारी शक्ति का मनोहारी प्रदर्शन। और अब अगली झांकी कर्तव्य पथ पर केंद्रीय लोक निर्माण विभाग से। ये झांकी जैव विविधता संरक्षण विषय वस्तु पर आधारित है। झांकी में चीता परियोजना और राष्ट्रीय पक्षी मोर को भी नृत्य करते हुए दिखाया गया है। पूरी तरीके से प्राकृतिक फूलों से सजी धजी ये झांकी
मनुष्य
कर्तव्य
तभी
पथ
बनेगा
पर
महान
अग्रसर।
जब मन में रखेगा जीवों के लिए सम्मान।
Entirely crafted with vibrant colored natural flowers, the tableau from CPWD moving towards India Gate, followed by the tableau based on the theme Shakti or women power, celebrating the divine feminine who resides in and empowers all living beings. The tableau has manifestations of her as Shakti or power, as Buddhi or intellect, and as Lakshmi or prosperity. All these forms of Matri, creating, maintaining, destroying, and recreating the entire universe as per Indian traditions. Shakti Rupena Sanstita. For the second year, the Ministry of Defence and Ministry of Culture now will present their cultural extravaganza, Vande Bharatiyam, with the theme of Nari Shakti. The group consists of 479 artists in the age group of 17 to 30 who have come here selected through a month-long rigorous competition held at various state and zonal levels, and now they are on the national stage. 326 female and 153 male dancers in the grand finale of Vande Bharatiyam, presenting classical, folk and contemporary fusion dance depicting the power of women through 5 elements: earth, water, air, space and fire. The song has been composed by 2 female composers, Raja Bhava Tarini, Alok Nanda Das Gupta, and the 5 elements are introduced by Ghazala Amin, penned by Ashok Chakradhar, with lyrics for Nari Shakti by Rajeshwari Das Gupta. The entire show has been choreographed by a team of 4 dynamic dance exponents: Jaya Prabha Menon, Kavita Dwivedi, Nivedita Mahapatra and Bhavini Mishra.
गगन हूँ, मैं पवन हूँ, मैं ही अगन हूँ, मैं 5 तार की वीणा हूँ, नारी हूँ, परम प्रवीणा हूँ, मैं भक्ति हूँ, मैं युक्ति हूँ, मैं मुक्ति हूँ, आसक्ति हूँ, अनुरक्ति हूँ, मैं सर्वगुण संपन्न नारी शक्ति हूँ, स्वयं सिद्धा सौम्या हूँ, स्थिरा हूँ, धवलधानी धैर्यधारी मैं धरा हूँ।
यत्र नार्यस्तु पूज्यन्ते रमन्ते तत्र देवताः, यत्र एतास्तु न पूज्यन्ते सर्वास्तत्र फलाक्रियाः।
चंचला हूँ, नीर हूँ मैं। पवन सी पवन का वेग हूँ मैं। कहो रुद्राणी मगर अनुराग हूँ मैं, एक चिंगारी लपट हूँ, आग हूँ मैं।
Vande Bharatiyam, Nari Shakti. The presentation by the Ministry of Defence and the Ministry of Culture. Classical, folk and contemporary fusion dance all coming together, depicting the power of women through 5 elements of earth, water, air, space and fire. As we reach the end of the Republic Day parade, the audience now all pumped up for the grand finale, and we're hoping that we will have the flypast as well as the Daredevils from the chorus signals on their motorcycles, depicting their acrobatic skills and their aerobatic skills. The excitement is palpable as we strain our eyes to spot the headlights of the first rider from the chorus signals motorcycle ride display team, popularly called the Daredevils. The riders are volunteer dispatch riders who not only are proficient in their trade but are also a self-determined, mentally alert, physically fit batch with unmatched courage, stamina and precision in handling motorcycles.
राजपथ पर जो कि पहले राजपथ था अब कर्तव्य का पथ बन चुका है, उस पर अब डेयरडेविल्स का आगमन हो रहा है जो आपको रोमांच से सराबोर कर देंगे, दांतों तले अंगुली दबाने पर मजबूर कर देंगे। सबसे पहले ओपनिंग सैल्यूट डेयरडेविल्स के द्वारा।
Captain Ashish Rane saluting smartly on top of his 10.5 feet ladder. Precision to the split of a second that has all of us watching mesmerized by the kind of stunts that they will perform. Jimmy formation showcasing swift and secure trade to the chorus signals being performed by Lance Naik Desai Ajit.
कर्तव्य पथ पर कर्तव्य परायणता और संतुलन का अनोखा संयोजन, मन और शरीर के सामंजस्य का संयोजन, संयोग को प्रदर्शित करता योग प्रदर्शन डेयरडेविल्स के द्वारा। एनके स्वप्निले को मोटरसाइकिल पर सूर्य नमस्कार करते हुए देखा जा सकता है। टीम ने एक मोटरसाइकिल पर 50 योग मुद्राओं का विश्व रिकॉर्ड भी मुकम्मल किया है और उनमें से कुछ राजनायक अजय यादव यहाँ पर प्रदर्शित करते हुए उपस्थित जन समूह विस्मृत, आह्लादित, प्रसन्न, आनंदित।
The signal fighter carrying signal colors by Havaldar S.K. Singh and 6 Daredevils on one motorcycle, which again is a state-of-the-art formation. Over the years, this team has managed to score several world records for their human formations. Behind the signal fighters, you've got the signal rocket formation with Naik Sumit Kumar Yadav and Naik Misal Gajanand, with 2 other Daredevils in the daring Daredevils formation.
Signal rocket और उसके ठीक पीछे हम देख सकते हैं कोर ऑफ सिग्नल्स के स्विफ्ट और सिक्योर जवान 18 फीट ऊंची लैडर पर विश्व रिकॉर्ड बनाते हुए ये बेमिसाल फॉर्मेशन हवलदार सुजीत मंडल द्वारा बनाया जा रहा है। साहस, संतुलन और सतत अभ्यास का परिणाम।
A difficult feat. You have to maintain speed, you have to maintain your balance and complete your maneuver in the stipulated time. A choreography that requires innumerable hours of practice and precision. In a series of communication forwarded as the Signals Rath, which depends on the zeal and enthusiasm of dedicated soldiers, this event being performed by Naik R.S. Shekhawat, Signalman S.S. Meera with 4 other Daredevils.
12 डेयरडेविल्स के साथ कुछ ही क्षणों के पश्चात सलामी मंच के सामने हवलदार गामित परेश और हवलदार प्रमोद पाटिल साहसिक अभिमन्यु फॉर्मेशन में, जिसके शीर्ष पर सिग्नल कोर का झंडा हमने लहराते हुए देखा। इनके रंग वीरता और शौर्य के प्रतीक, युवाओं में उत्साह और साहस का संचार होता। और अब इन्फो वॉरियर्स,
The pride of the chorus signals, the Info Warriors, performed by Havaldar Anil Kumar with 9 Daredevils. And we move on to the pride of the chorus signals, performed by Naik Jayakumar, Info Warriors, cluster of birds flying, that scenery of courage and fearlessness, ready to die for the country when the need arises. Havaldar Durgesh Kumar and Havaldar S.K. Jain are going forward, and you've got the Lotus formation now with 10 daredevils on a single motorcycle, making that captivating formation. Havaldar D.K. Behra, followed by Vice Captain Lieutenant Dimple Singh Bhatti, saluting smartly, standing on the seat of the motorcycle, leading the pyramid that follows.
रोमांच की पराकाष्ठा कर्तव्य पथ पर अंतिम लेकिन बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण फॉर्मेशन। करतल ध्वनि से अभिनंदन। पिरामिड एक मोटरसाइकिल पर 33 डेयरडेविल्स ह्यूमन पिरामिड बनाते हुए फॉर्मेशन का नेतृत्व सूबेदार प्रताप सिंह कर रहे हैं।
As difficult as it is to see them do these stunts, we must warn our viewers, attempt any of them on our roads. Please remember that these daredevils have been specially trained to do these maneuvers.
Our daredevils, devilishly daring indeed, breathtaking formations, perfect balance, and really absolutely focused, seemingly effortless, but what practice goes into this. As we could see, the wind factor has definitely picked up, and here we have a wish in our hearts and a prayer on our lips that the cloudy day would clear up a little. We are really looking forward to the flypast, because after gravity-defying feats on the ground, we now await the grand finale of the Republic Day Parade. The Indian Air Force will present a breathtaking flypast. Precision at tremendous speeds will be on display today, and we will witness some thundering aerobatics done with professional precision.
अब परेड का सबसे रोमांचक पड़ाव आ चुका है। जांबाज जिनके करतब अभी हमने कर्तव्य पथ पर देखे, अब निगाहें आकाश की ओर, जहां से वायुसेना का फ्लाई पास्ट शुरू हो रहा है।
The flypast, which will have 50 aircraft participating, with the Rafale, the Sukhois, MiG-29s, the Jaguars, the Sarangs, and other helicopters.
And here we can see, our cameras have caught the Prachand formation coming over the dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan and now moving towards the saluting base at Kartavya Path. One LCH, light combat helicopter in the lead, 2 Apache helicopters and 2 advanced light helicopters, Mark IV aircraft in echelon. The 5 aircraft Arrowhead formation, led by Group Captain Deepak Bishnoi. These are visual shots taken from the air, from the aircraft, giving you great perspective. And the next formation behind them from the direction of Rashtrapati Bhavan.
तिरंगा फॉर्मेशन, जिसमें 5 सारंग ALH लेडर फॉर्मेशन में यहां तिरंगा लहराने को तैयार, 150 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार से। कोहरे में आज की ये सुबह लिपटी हुई, लेकिन सुबह के मुकाबले रोशनी थोड़ी बेहतर होती हुई और निगाहें सभी की आकाश की ओर।
Coloring the sky with the national colors. Nothing can dampen or cloud this spirit. Very soon, the next formation, Tiranga.
पांच सारंग एडवांस लाइट हेलीकॉप्टर 150 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार से सलामी मंच के ऊपर से गुजरेंगे।
So just to give you a perspective, historically flypasts have a special affinity with parades and form their aerial component, and the flypasts here at the Republic Day Parade have a way of imprinting themselves on the nation's memory. It's the form of an aerial salute. They show respect, display aircraft, and showcase flying skills as a form of entertainment to delight the public, and an expectant public waiting to be delighted. Expectant cameramen waiting to catch these birds in the air. The diffused glow of a chilly January morning, witnessing along with all present here the reaffirmation of our national identity, a nation on the move. Men, women, people, culture, creativity, all on the move. And here, the Indian Air Force wanting to redefine the sky space of movement. It's not an easy day to fly, particularly for a flypast, and all acrobatics or aerobatics are of course very, very challenging on days like this, but that's what national pride is all about. Rising to the challenge, and that's what our men and women in uniform are all about.
फ्लाई पास्ट के हिसाब से मौसम काफी कठिन, कोहरा काफी ज्यादा है।
So expectation, of course, writ large on faces, as heads invariably at a slight sound turn skywards and the gaze searches for that glimmer of silver, a message which we would be wanting to send out to the future, that we see you. There's the crowd applauding. And we can see a part of the fly past going past. A deep desire in all the pilots not to disappoint. So notwithstanding the weather, they are trying to show aircraft in the air.
मौसम काफी खराब होने के बावजूद, विजिबिलिटी बहुत कम है, उसके बावजूद वायुसेना के विमान सलामी मंच के ऊपर से गुजर रहे हैं। नेत्र फॉर्मेशन, एयरबॉर्न अर्ली वार्निंग एंड कंट्रोल विमान AEWNC 4 रफाल एरो फॉर्मेशन में 415 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार के साथ।
That was the Netra formation, comprising 1 airborne early warning and control aircraft with 4 Rafale aircraft in echelon, going past the saluting base. The Indian Air Force traditionally has been presenting the fly past on all Republic Days, and here we have the next formation. The beam formation, comprising 1 C-17 aircraft with 2 Sukhoi 30 aircraft in echelon, streaming fuel and flying past over the National War Memorial. Led by Group Captain A.K. Patnaik, speed of 555 kilometers per hour.
फ्लाई पास्ट के लिए ये सभी विमान देश के अलग-अलग एयरबेस से उड़ान भरकर यहाँ आते हैं और उसके बाद सलामी मंच के ऊपर से गुजरते हैं।
In the words of a pilot, when you're up in the sky, the thunder becomes felt in the heart, not in the head. And it is, of course, through flypast that ceremonial and national pride also imprint themselves on a nation's memory.
उत्सुकता और प्रतीक्षा, सबकी निगाहें आकाश में।
For any national celebration to have true meaning, its reasons need to be lived collectively.
अमृत फॉर्मेशन, जिसमें 6 जैगुआर 750 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार से उड़ते हुए ग्रुप कैप्टन NP वर्मा की कमान में।
This is the Trishul formation. 3 Sukhoi 30 Mark I aircraft pulling outwards for the Trishul formation.
ग्रुप कैप्टन A धनखड़ जो त्रिशूल फॉर्मेशन के साथ थे, विग फॉर्मेशन में यहां से उड़ान भरते हुए गए सलामी मंच के ऊपर से। 750 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार।
In fact, today is a day when the nation and all its symbolic representations take center stage, and the national flag flutters proudly in many more spaces, including in our hearts.
गूंजता हुआ आकाश, रफाल 900 किलोमीटर की रफ्तार से उड़ते हुए।
The Vijay formation, Group Captain R. Kartavya just went past the saluting base. The thunder can of course be felt over here. One of the sounds we've all been waiting for. But of course, the fog has dampened the fly past a little. Not our spirits, just some maneuvers.
Display of power, dominance and an application that the nation is safe and giving us all a feeling of reassurance. A stunning and spellbinding
खराब मौसम के बावजूद वायुसेना के विमानों का यहाँ शानदार फ्लाई पास्ट और जनता में उत्साह।
I think that's the most beautiful part of National Day celebrations. The coming together of all of us over here, that by itself is spirit elevating. Republic Day celebrations are often also reflective in nature. Today we not only pay homage to soldiers who exhibited acts of bravery, many of them singularly daring and way beyond what was thought possible, but we also recognize that times are changing, that context, science, techniques and art of war are also changing. With the nature of threats to national security changing, the handling of these need to change too. And today our armed forces have shown us not only armed power, but also very, very well-trained manpower, valor and daring. Today, as much as in physical acts is required in courageous decision-making too in times of crisis. And today, as the President's bodyguard come to escort the Chief Commander of the Armed Forces back to her residence, we reaffirm our confidence in our armed forces as they exhibit their focus on maintaining the quality of their rank and file, equipment and technology to remain positioned and prepared to deal with any situation existing or emerging.
राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक सलामी मंच के सामने अपना स्थान लेते हुए
The Commonwealth President's bodyguard will shortly give the word of command for the national salute. All ladies and gentlemen are requested to rise for the national anthem of India.
राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक सलामी देंगे। राष्ट्रीय सल्यूट मध्य तक।
Proud moment for President Draupadi Murmu. This is her first Republic Day as President and Chief of the Armed Forces, the Supreme Commander.
We were indeed honored to have in our midst
the VIP carcades have started arriving, and first the President of India will be seen off by the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister.
महामहिम अब्दुल फतेह अल-सीसी मिस्र के राष्ट्रपति महोदय की गौरवमयी उपस्थिति।
Days like today offering us possibilities to step out of our routine lives and touch this wondrous fusion of mind, heart and spirit that define our nationhood. Our chief guest, along with our president, depart from the saluting base. In fact, a question that often comes up in today's world of quick turnaround times and tasks is that what is the role of traditional ceremonies and protocol? Well, history, tradition, ceremonial protocol all have a way of giving context, of anchoring the present in a stability that has weathered many storms. Institutions need to be nurtured organically. They go beyond the individual, and that's the reason tenures and terms are linked to people, not institutions. A healthy democracy resting on transitions of people, parties and power. The Defence Minister, Shri Rajnath Singh, seeing off the dignitaries.
माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी और हमारे मेहमान मिस्र के महामहिम राष्ट्रपति प्रस्थान कर रहे हैं अब कर्तव्य पथ से। भव्य गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह यादगार बनता हुआ गणतंत्र का उत्सव अपने सबसे निखरे हुए रूप में देश और दुनिया के सामने है। भारतवासी गर्व करें ऐसा शानदार समारोह। विदेशी मेहमान प्रफुल्लित, अपार गौरव और प्रेरणा के अनेक पल भावनाओं की एक एल्बम सी बन गई है। माननीय राष्ट्रपति प्रस्थान कर रहे हैं। हमने आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूरे किए हैं। इसे हम आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के रूप में मना रहे हैं। दुनिया में भारत की आवाज अब ध्यान से सुनी जाती है और मानी भी जाती है। घुड़सवार अंगरक्षकों के साथ राष्ट्रपति जी का काफिला राष्ट्रपति भवन की ओर।
So though the parade concludes at Rajpath in the capital today, the celebrations do not end, and we as Indians have much to celebrate. A republic where the constitution is the guiding spirit, a diversity that helps us understand differences with sensitivity, a young population that could be an economic boon, and of course a unity that bridges differences and challenges divisive forces. After the President's departure, we now await the departure of the Vice President of India.
भारत की राष्ट्रपति माननीय श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू और 74वें गणतंत्र दिवस के मुख्य अतिथि मिस्र के राष्ट्रपति महामहिम अब्दुल फतेह अल सीसी समारोह पूर्वक प्रस्थान कर चुके हैं। कर्तव्य पथ के ऊपर रायसीना पहाड़ी की ओर अग्रसर होता हुआ ये काफिला इस वर्ष की गणतंत्र दिवस परेड कई मायनों में खास रही है, यादगार रही है। विशेष आमंत्रित अतिथियों के अलावा समाज के अलग अलग वर्गों से आने वाले सामान्य नागरिक भी इसमें शामिल रहे। विशेष तौर पे वे श्रमयोगी जिन्होंने पुनर्विकसित कर्तव्य पथ को उसका वर्तमान स्वरूप प्रदान करने में अहम भूमिका निभाई। देश के उपराष्ट्रपति श्री जगदीप धनखड़ और श्रीमती सुदेश धनखड़ रवाना हो रहे हैं कर्तव्य पथ से। सही अर्थों में श्रमयोगियों की कर्तव्य पथ पर उपस्थिति राष्ट्र निर्माण के उत्सव में जन भागीदारी की मिसाल के तौर पर इसे देखा जा सकता है। सबका साथ, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, यही है आज के नए भारत की नई अनुभूति, नया उद्घोष।
India's Republic Day celebrations are an occasion to rejoice in the rituals of democracy, whose norms are finally laid out in the Constitution. For many Indians at home and abroad who take pride in their Constitution, the recognition of their country as the world's largest democracy, it is yet another opportunity to fly the tricolour at home and take pride in all things Indian. The Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi acknowledging the greetings of the people who are assembled here as he moves forward, greeting them on the 74th Republic Day parade. You've got a vast number of people who've been invited here as special guests, first time being included in the largest spectacle. And some of them, as was mentioned before, are the Shram Yogis, the ones who have worked to show us what the Vista looks like today. They're still continuing their work with the ongoing construction of the new parliament, the enclaves, the executive enclaves of the Vice President and the Prime Minister's office and residence, and other important buildings of the power corridor, as it were, of the nation. The pride and elan of the parade over these years is impossible to forget. The discipline, the turnout, the military bearing of the personnel participating in the parade all add to the collective spirit of national pride. And the freeze and fog of the January mornings in Delhi notwithstanding, the show goes on, and the Prime Minister here very enthusiastically greeting and acknowledging the contribution of all these Shram Yogis who are here. Street vendors, milk vendors, people who are all helping us in making a life and contributing to the nation.
Contact, connect and communicate. The mantra of governance, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaching out, waving out in more ways than one to all present here. What an exciting moment for all of them to see their Prime Minister so close up. And today, as we participate in this festival of progress and prosperity, days like today remind us that we are not just individuals, but a part of a larger collective, a whole, that is definitely greater than just the sum of its parts. People, cornerstone of organic renewal. The Prime Minister recognizing this, acknowledging this, and greeting the people on the 74th Republic Day celebrations.
प्रधानमंत्री कर्तव्य पथ के दोनों ओर जो दीर्घाएं हैं, वहां जाकर उन्होंने मौजूद दर्शकों का अभिवादन स्वीकार किया। और इस यादगार गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह को और भी यादगार बना रहे हैं उन सभी लोगों के लिए जो यहाँ आए और प्रधानमंत्री को इतने नजदीक से वो देख रहे हैं।
हर एक व्यक्ति कह रहा है, मैं गंगा की श्वास हूँ, मैं ब्रह्म।
जैसा हम सब जानते हैं, पिछले 3 वर्षों से दुनिया कोविड महामारी से जूझ रही है। पिछले वर्ष के मुकाबले इस बार हालात अब बेहतर हैं और जिस तरह की लड़ाई भारत ने कोविड के खिलाफ लड़ी है, उसका उदाहरण दुनिया भर में दिया जाता है। हमने दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा टीकाकरण अभियान चलाकर 220 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा खुराकें दी हैं और इस समय जब हम बात करें इस समारोह को मनाने की, तो बिना कोविड प्रतिबंधों के हमने अपना ये उत्सव आज मनाया है।
In the recent past, despite the pandemic years, the country has witnessed resurgence in all sectors with the launch of numerous schemes by the government to highlight ease of living, ease of business and digitalization towards a holistic growth of the country. The Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, still acknowledging the greetings and cheers of the people here who still want to reach out and convey to him their pride and happiness in celebrating this magnificent parade.
At this moment of celebration, it would be nice to remember that on this cloudy 26th of January, we began the celebrations with paying homage to the Amar Jawan. And even right now, as we are celebrating here in the capital, our men and women in uniform stand guard, keeping a watchful eye, protecting our land over ice-capped mountains and snowy slopes and dusty dunes that seem to go on endlessly, vigilant, strong and capable, so that we may carry on with our lives like we are doing right now. It must be a very emotional moment for the Prime Minister to see the public responding to him with such joy. Celebration writ large in every movement of his.
इन तस्वीरों को देखते हुए मौसम और कोहरे का हम अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं। दूर देखते हैं तो वहाँ विजिबिलिटी काफी कम।
सभी अभी आप देख रहे हैं देवी और सज्जनों,
लेकिन फिर भी आज जिस शानदार गणतंत्र उत्सव के हम सब गवाह बने, वो हम सबको याद रहेगा, हमारी यादों में बसा रहेगा। प्रधानमंत्री प्रस्थान कर रहे हैं कर्तव्य पथ से। गणतंत्र दिवस के सफल आयोजन के बाद, इस समारोह के बाद सीधे सपाट रास्तों में मोड़ कभी कभी बदलाव की धुरी बन जाते हैं। देश और व्यक्ति की यात्रा में सही मार्ग का चयन भविष्य तय कर देता है। हमें गर्व है कि हमने वक्त की उंगली को थामा है। अब विकास पथ ही कर्तव्य पथ है। गणतंत्र दिवस की अनेक शुभकामनाएं। जय हिंद।
All right, what a fantastic Republic Day parade there that was, as India celebrates 74th Republic Day. It was certainly a matter of pride to see India's military prowess coupled with our cultural diversity. You had for the first time Egyptian president who was also invited for the Republic Day parade here in India. President Draupadi Murmu, who kicked off the parade right this morning at 10 a.m. Cloudy skies, but went on fabulously well with the flypast really being the star attraction. This year's Republic Day celebrations has witnessed indeed many firsts there. For the first time, Egyptian head of state attended the ceremony as chief guest, and for the first time, Egyptian army contingent took part in the march. The 74th Republic Day celebrations took place on a revamped central Vista Avenue. Celebrations there hosted at the ceremonial boulevard after Rajpath was renamed to Kartavya just last year. The vintage artillery with 25-pounder guns that traditionally fires the thundering ceremonial 21-gun salute during Republic Day celebrations were today replaced by the 105mm Indian field guns this time around. A team of Daredevils, they are motorcycle riders from the Corps of Signals group, were co-led by a woman officer, and that was quite an attraction, a great sight to behold. For the first time, women are also made part of the BSF Camel contingent. And Prime Minister Modi's initiative to include commoners this time in all events of the Republic Day celebration that started all the way from Jan 23rd will go on until the 30th. Today, of course, was the grand finale of the parade, much awaited. It all reflected through the parade today. In fact, we saw workers who built the Kartavya Path who were given right the front row seats to watch this grand march and this entire parade that went on for at least 3 hours. This was indeed a grand show of might by our armed forces as well. The aerial show included 9 Rafale aircrafts and the Navy's IL-38. All right, let me introduce our guests joining us today, Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon. We also have joining us to give us a little understanding on the magnanimity of our armed forces today, Vice Admiral Madanjit Singh. Right, Vice Admiral Madanjit Singh, thank you very much. Appreciate your time with India today. Today was certainly a grand celebration as we saw our military might coupled with our cultural diversity on full display today. And a lot of commoners who were seen right taking the front seat. Prime Minister Modi made many initiatives as a first when it came to the military itself displaying indigenous weapons, made in India weapons. What was India really trying to project through our Republic Day parade as we celebrate the 74th Republic Day today? Vice Admiral Madanjit Singh, if you could hear me.
Yes, I can.
Your take on the grand parade, sir, as we celebrate 74th Republic Day. Today was certainly a grand celebration as we saw military prowess, not like any time that we've seen before. Completely indigenous weapons that were on display today, and that was really so to say, a matter of pride for India, made in India weapons that were on full display.
Yeah, that is correct. But I must bring out that some of the larger indigenous projects, which as far as the Navy is concerned, we started in the 1960s when we started building the Leander class frigates in Mazagon docks in Bombay. And just 3 days ago, I was at Kochi and I visited the latest aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. And but in all this, I feel the what is perhaps should be improved is the participation of the private sector. And unless the private sector takes a significant role in defense production, we will not be able to move quickly enough to design and develop more modern weapons. The current future technologies demand that. And the private sector has considerable infrastructure as also knowledge to get involved in this. And just to give you a small example, L&T has been a partner with the Indian Navy in the construction of the nuclear submarines. And similarly, some other private sector big players are doing considerable work. And I think we need to do that if we have to catch up with the developments, not only in the Asian region, but in regions beyond. And so that's the key takeaway that I can share with you.
Admiral Madanjit, but this was certainly a start. Would you say that this was a step forward, undoubtedly?
Yeah, of course, nobody is denying that. I'm saying that we have been at it for the last many years, and we need to step on that and create more synergy. For example, there should be rationalization or partnership between the DRDO and the PSUs as also the private sector. If we can do that, we can do much more and quicker too.
Right.
Besides that, it is time that we converted the let me just finish this, that the MOUs that we have in countries around us, even in the Asian region, we need to translate that into joint development. Recently, we learnt about the joint development between Japan, UK and one other country. We should be doing that, and we can share the development and the production, and that is how the Western defense industry came up. There is no single country projects anymore. You have the Eurofighter, you have the NATO frigate, and many more. So that is the next step we need to create, to make not only our presence felt, but the defense production to progress much quicker and further.
Right. Let me also go over to General Dillon. Sir, if you can give us a sense of the Republic Day parade this time around. We saw military prowess in full strength, the flypast as well. We were really proud to see India's, the armed forces ammunition out there on full display. What did it really speak for, in your sense?
Good morning again, and good afternoon now rather. This Republic Day parade for the last so many years is a display of India's military might, India's cultural vibrancy by various tableaus, as also it acts as motivator for the youngsters to be part of the development of the nation. Like today's display of military might would have motivated many youngsters to join the defense forces. Here I would like to give a little advice to the young boys and girls who might be inspired or motivated to join the forces very well. If you meet the, all the requirements, you would be taken in. And if you cannot make it for some reason, don't forget, defense is not the only way to serve the nation. The world is open for you. The opportunities are open for you. Defense is but one way of serving the nation. You can go into any field, excel there, do your work, shiddat se, and the world is open for you, you can contribute. As my co-panelist was saying, it is a comprehensive national power which has to be exerted against our adversaries, and that also includes our official institutions like DRDO, Deep Defense Public Sector Undertakings, and the defense industry in the private sector. All the players, all their contribution, all their research and development has to be meshed in, and that is how all these things which are on display today, all the weapon systems which are on display today, were the end product of the contribution from all these players. So today's parade, I was very happy to watch the parade. The drill by various infantry units and Delhi police, Assam Rifles and other was of the highest standard I have seen, as also the contribution and the participation by the women, the girls, in various contingents, in various tableaus, and overall theme. I was very happy to see the women of India coming forward and being part of the development which is taking place. Republic Day is a celebration of the Republic, of our freedom, of our constitution. We all must come together and celebrate this great festival, which is taking our nation forward with every passing day. Thank you.
Certainly, General Dillon gives us gives the country so much character. The Republic Day Parade really speaks for the diversity and just the beauty of India in every sense. Tell us a little more about the guest who was invited, the Egyptian contingent from their armed forces. How did it add to the color this time for our parade?
As we've seen in the recent past, especially during the pandemic, India has been a very, very major player, especially in the neighborhood and the immediate neighborhood. When I talk about neighborhood, neighborhood is anyone which has our land and sea borders sharing, and immediate neighborhood is a little beyond that, and Egypt, being a very important country in this region, is a very important partner in development with India. So Egypt's president, being the chief guest of today's parade, and their military contingent, being part of the parade and being the first contingent of the parade, I think is a singular honor, which is very, very important. It is very, very indicative of how we treat our partners. And this is the strength of our diplomacy. When you treat your partner countries, your friendly countries at par, and give them the equal respect and status, irrespective of their standing otherwise in the military might and the economic might. This is what sets us apart. Atithi Devo Bhavo. We treat our guests with so much of honor and respect. I think it is in our DNA, it is in our culture. And today, India's 5,000-year rich culture was on display today in this parade.
Surely enough, we also saw that this parade took place for the first time in the grand Central Vista Avenue. It's a whole revamped look that it bore. Would you tell us what kind, how did it really add to this grand parade today? Did that really shine through?
Of course, Central Vista, or the revamped Janpath to now Kartavya Path, indicates two things. One is we are shedding the legacy of the British era. We are now converting this place where all the major ministries are going to be housed in Central Vista. And what is the single most aspect which a common man looks up to a civil servant in these ministries? That he should do his job with full sincerity. अपना कर्तव्य पूरे संगीत, जिसको कहते हैं ना संजीदगी से, पूरे शिद्दत से करें. अगर वो अपने कर्तव्य को अच्छे से करेंगे, civil servants who are going to be housed in this Central Vista, I think very appropriately, this road which leads up to Raisena Hill and the Rashtrapati Bhavan and North and South Block on either side and India Gate on the other side is very aptly named as Kartavya Path. And development must happen and should continue to happen, keeping in mind the evolving requirements of the nation, the evolving technologies which have to be now enmeshed. We cannot keep living in the past. We must be future ready and we must be today effective. So this is absolutely in sync. The Central Vista is a wonderful idea. I know the design, I know how it's going to work. All the ministries are going to be co-located, connected by rail and connected by the aero bridges underneath. So it's a great idea, and the decor and the grandeur which was showcased today, I think we are on the right path as a nation.
Right, absolutely. Vice Admiral Madanjeet, would you also reckon on the same Central Vista Avenue? This was a new venue for the parade and it looked quite grand. We also see the Sharma Yogis, the men who really were involved in constructing the Central Vista. They were all given preference to sit right in the front. So the commoners were allowed to sit in the front. That was also unprecedented, and this was Prime Minister Modi's decision. Would you welcome that?
Yeah, of course. It's a good idea to have changed the character of what was originally the Rajpath. And one must compliment the government for this initiative, as also compliment the Minister of Urban Affairs, Mr. Hardeep Puri, for implementing this in the short time frame that was given to him. And it's good to see that. Of course, the major part of creating the central ministries for all the major departments is going to be in the next phase, and we expect to see that moving sooner. And in addition to the physical infrastructure, I think the connectivity and the digitization to make better governance and less government should also be taking shape as a follow-up action. Yes, so to that extent it was good to see this, and it's a good inauguration of the Central Vista today.
Right. Vice Admiral Madanjit and General Dhillon, I'd request you to stay with us. A quick look also on the occasion of 74th Republic Day. What we saw was the centre announcing the recipients of the prestigious Padma Awards, the highest civilian award in India. The President has approved now to confer 106 Padma Awards. Let's have a quick look at the list.
The Government of India has announced the Padma Awards, one of the highest civilian recognitions in the country. For 2023, the President has approved 106 names. This year, former Samajwadi Party chief late Mulayam Singh Yadav, along with former Karnataka Chief Minister S.M. Krishna, were chosen for the second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan. Aditya Birla Group Chairman Kumar Mangalam Birla and social worker Sudha Murthy, who is married to Infosys founder Narayan Murthy, are among the 9 awardees of Padma Bhushan, the third highest civilian honour. The late Rakesh Radhesham Jhunjhunwala, who was popularly called India's Warren Buffett, has been posthumously honoured with Padma Shri, India's 4th highest civilian award, along with RRR movies music composer M.M. Keeravani and Bollywood actor Raveena Tandon. Instituted in 1954, Padma Awards are announced on the occasion of Republic Day every year. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, those were the list of awardees who will be conferred in a few days. This is a list that was released right on Republic Day. In fact, a huge honor for India, as all those who have contributed immensely in their field of work have been chosen. And the list was announced on the day of the parade, a grand parade that took place at the new Central Vista Avenue. All right, we have some big breaking news. Triple R music composer has been conferred with the Padma Shri. First reaction coming in from Keeravani on the Padma Shri award. Natu Natu composer has been awarded the Padma Shri. Let's have a quick listen as he's been awarded for his immense work in the music industry.
By God's grace and the blessings of all my gurus, my parents and mentors, this achievement is not mine alone. It's an achievement of all my mentors and my brothers and all the supporters.
Several Padma awardees there did express their gratitude on being conferred and recognized for all their efforts in their field of work. Let's have a look.
श्री अवार्ड मिला, बिजली वर्क को मिला। ये अवार्ड मैं बीदर की जनता और बिजली कारीगरों को डेडिकेट करता हूँ। और ये काम मैं बचपन से काम कर रहा हूँ। ये हमारा ख़ानदानी काम है और मेरी मेहनत का सिला मेरे को अभी मार्च अप्रैल में मिलेगा। आज है सो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से मेरा सम्मान हुआ।
ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಯಾರೂ ಗಮನಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರುಚಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಮೆಚ್ತಾರೆ. ಬರೀ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಲೇಖಕ ಯಾವತ್ತೋ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಅವನು ಸತ್ತೇ ಸಾಯ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವನು ಸತ್ತ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನ ಪುಸ್ತಕಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸು, ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ 100 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ, 200 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ.
Now, meanwhile, as India is celebrating the 74th Republic Day, BSF personnel hoisted the national flag and exchanges were seen of sweets with Pakistan soldiers at the Attari Wagah border in Amritsar. Let's have a look at these images from the Indo-Pak border. happens annually, but yet so special.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, tune in for Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
You think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events. The true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter.
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
Of those who should matter. I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth. On the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the point with Preeti Chaudhary. At these times, only on India Today.
Co-powered by RK Marble, Khoobsurat Imandari. In association with JioMart, Har Ghar Ka Mart.
All right, here's some big news and great news for us, certainly. Aaj Tak, India Today's sister concern, scripts history. Aaj Tak crosses 50 million subscribers on YouTube. India's #1 world's largest news channel, first to cross the 50 million subscriber benchmark. 10 million to 50 million subscribers in just 3 years. Vice Chairperson Kali Puri, who was conferred the award, says that she's eyeing the 10 crore mark. Also says that YouTube can start redesigning a new button since Aaj Tak there. Its subscribers stepping up year on year from 10 million all the way to 50 million in just 3 years' time. This is really a record high, not in compared to any other channel on YouTube across the globe. Aaj Tak certainly there, scripting history as it crosses 50 million subscribers on YouTube. India's #1 world's largest news channel, first to cross the 50 million subscriber benchmark. Let's have a listen. Kali Puri speaking.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Aaj Tak team. Here's something special for you, but watch out, it's really heavy.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Gautam, for this beautiful award.
the entire team has been dreaming about this customized YouTube button that we would get at 50 million viewers. This has really been worth the wait.
So what's next for us then?
The team has already been planning its way to 100 million. So YouTube, you better get your team ready to start designing the next button for us.
All right, that's Aaj Tak there, really scripting history with 50 million subscribers. Not easy on a platform like YouTube. You have channels across the globe that Aaj Tak has trumped. We're really looking to climb to 10 crore subscribers in no time. One can imagine from 10 million, we've jumped all the way to 50 million subscribers in barely 3 years' time. And you have the Vice President, Kalipuri, Vice Chairperson there, who says that the channel is now eyeing for a 10 crore mark. So YouTube will have to start designing a new button altogether. But certainly scripting history there. Aaj Tak becomes the world's only channel to hit the 50 million subscriber benchmark.
Aaj Tak first launched its YouTube channel 13 years ago and have just reached an incredible milestone. The first news channel globally to reach 50 million subscribers. So, we designed a custom statue to commemorate this moment and flew it across the world for a special presentation.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Aaj Tak team.
This is just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Gautam, and thank you so much to the YouTube team. At times it was a bit tough, as you can see from this lovely award that you have made us, that it was a bit of an uphill task. But we got there, and we really enjoyed the journey.
Our team loves working with your entire team, and I can tell you that the 100 million is going to come faster than you can think.
Enjoy this well-deserved celebration, Aaj Tak. Congratulations, and here's looking forward to you reaching 100 million.
All right, certainly a matter of pride there. All right, on India's 74th Republic Day, I'm going to cut across to visuals coming in from the US Embassy that celebrated with a rendition of India's national song, Vande Bharatiyam. US officers team up with its flute and guitar with Pavitra Chari, the singer featured on the 2023 Grammys-nominated album. I'm going to leave you with that.
Vande Mataram, 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 Vande Mataram. Sujalam Subhalam Malayaj Shitalam Shasya Shamala Mataram Vande. Sujalam Subhalam Malayaj Shitalam Shasya Shamala Mataram Vande. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini. Suhasinim Sumadhura Bhashinim Sukhadam Varadam Mataram. Vande Mataram, 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 Vande Mataram.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, tune in for Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events. The true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter.
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
Of those who should matter. I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth. On the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the Point with Preeti Chaudhary. At these times, only on India Today.
Co-powered by RK Marble, Khoobsurat Imandari. In association with JioMart, Har Ghar Ka Mart.
So sorry.
A very good afternoon. You're watching India Today, wishing our viewers a very happy Republic Day. I'm Nabila Jamal, taking you through the top news, the headlines first. Archtak scripts history, crosses 50 million subscribers, 10 million to 50 million subscribers in just 3 years' time. First channel to cross 50 million subscriber benchmark. Archtak indeed the world's #1, the largest channel indeed.
Enjoy the...
India celebrates 74th Republic Day. President Murmu leads Republic Day celebrations, grand parade and flypast at Kartavya Path. Republic Day politics erupts in Telangana as Chief Minister KCR skips celebrations by the governor just a day after High Court directed the government to celebrate as per guidelines of India. And after BBC Modi film screening in JNU, ABVP now to screen Kashmir Files inside the campus. After clashes in JNU or BBC Modi film, now ABVP is all set to screen Kashmir Files in JNU. And after Twitter Meta to reinstate Facebook and Instagram account of former US President Donald Trump. In great news, Archtak has scripted history. It crosses 50 million subscribers. Archtak indeed has now been declared the world's largest news channel, the first channel in history that's crossed 50 million subscribers benchmark. In fact, it went all the way from 10 million subscribers to 50 million subscribers in barely 3 years' time.
This is an incredible...
Vice chairperson of the group, Kali Puri, says the channel now is eyeing for 10 crore mark. In fact, asks YouTube to start designing a new button for that. Clearly a proud moment indeed for the media industry and the Archtak India Today group, as Archtak now becomes the world's largest channel on YouTube. We've surpassed 50 million subscriber benchmark. This is Archtak certainly scripting history. It crosses the 50 million subscriber benchmark, becoming India's #1 and the world's largest news channel as of today. First, the channel crossed 10 million subscribers and then jumped to 50 million in less than 3 years' time. And now this is the first channel ever across the globe to cross the 50 million subscriber benchmark. And this award was conferred by YouTube itself, certainly a first for YouTube as well, and for India as well as for the world, a first and only news channel to be this big with 50 million subscribers on the most popular platform, YouTube. Archtak crossing the 50 million benchmark with Kali Puri, the vice chairperson, aiming at a 10 crore subscription model in no time to come.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Archtak team. Here's something special for you, but watch out, it's really heavy.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Gautam, for this beautiful award. The entire team has been dreaming about this customized YouTube button that we would get at 50 million viewers. This has really been worth the wait.
So what's next for Archtak?
The team has already been planning its way to 100 million. So YouTube, you better get your team ready to start designing the next button for us.
Archtak first launched its YouTube channel 13 years ago and have just reached an incredible milestone. The first news channel globally to reach 50 million subscribers. So we designed a custom statue to commemorate this moment and flew it across the world for a special presentation.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Archtak team.
This is just Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Gautam, and thank you so much to the YouTube team. At times it was a bit tough, as you can see from this lovely award that you have made us, that it was a bit of an uphill task. But we got there, and we really enjoyed the journey.
Our team loves working with your entire team, and I can tell you that the 100 million is going to come faster than you can think.
Enjoy this well-deserved celebration, Ashtak. Congratulations, and here's looking forward to you reaching 100 million.
Certainly a great feat for Aaj Tak or any Indian channel for that matter. This is the first time that an Indian channel globally has raked up 50 million subscribers, really making the channel now the world's largest when it comes to digital footprints. This is certainly Aaj Tak becomes the largest news channel across the globe. In fact, Aaj Tak is the #1 channel in India as well. It's already established for decades the trust that's been built around the network. Aaj Tak certainly now showing and reinstating its #1 position, not just in India but globally.
Aaj Tak first launched its YouTube channel 13 years ago and have just reached an incredible milestone. The first news channel globally to reach 50 million subscribers. So we designed a custom statue to commemorate this moment and flew it across the world for a special presentation.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Aaj Tak team.
This is just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Gautam, and thank you so much to the YouTube team. At times it was a bit tough, as you can see from this lovely award that you have made us, that it was a bit of an uphill task. But we got there, and we really enjoyed the journey.
Our team loves working with your entire team, and I can tell you that the 100 million is going to come faster than you can think.
Enjoy this well-deserved celebration, Aaj Tak. Congratulations, and here's looking forward to you reaching 100 million.
Kali, this is an incredible moment. Congratulations to you and the entire Aaj Tak team. Here's something special for you, but watch out, it's really heavy.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Gautam, for this beautiful award. The entire team has been dreaming about this customized YouTube button that we would get at 50 million viewers. This has really been worth the wait.
And we quickly cut across to Milind Sharma joining us live for a little more. Milind, tell us really the significance of this feat, not just for the industry in India, the television, broadcast, media industry in India. Aaj Tak has really brought immense pride globally, on a global platform. What really does this speak of?
Well, Nabila, it's not short of a very proud moment, and certainly Aaj Tak and India Today Network being the only channel with boots on the ground on every coverage. It's no normal feat to be achieved by any news channel across the world to have more than 50 million subscribers, and that itself talks about the viewership and the viewers' trust and the credibility of the network that has been working very hard to keep our viewers updated with news and what's behind the coverage as well. And it's a really proud moment to have won this kind of an achievement for the entire network there, Nabila.
Certainly, like you said, Milind, India Today, Aaj Tak as a network itself is so strong. They have enough and more across the length and breadth of the country. They have, like you rightly said, the boots on ground, so strong, like in comparison to no other network across the globe, and that's what's shown in our subscribers. The kind of trust that people have, because Aaj Tak is there right ahead and the first on any story every day, 24 hours. This is the kind of trust that the network has built over the ages, and that's what we see the subscription mounting for the same. This is the trust that's been built around the network, decades of effort that's been put into ensuring that people go nowhere else but come to Aaj Tak for any kind of credible news.
The entire Aaj Tak team.
Here's
Well,
something special for
absolutely.
you.
When it's viewership and when we talk about the news that breaks first, and we always break the news first on Aaj Tak, and that has never changed in so many years of the hard work that has been put forward by the entire team and the network, right from the editors at the top, right till the reporters, the foot soldiers who are there, as I said, with boots on the ground. And we're all really, really proud of this, the trust and the credibility that the viewers have shown on the entire network. And that just speaks volumes of the fact and the hard work that the network has put in for so many decades. And certainly, Nabila, you know how difficult it is to have one of the most democratic newsrooms, and the only democratic newsroom in the entire country is here at Aaj Tak. We know that.
All right, Milind, thank you very much for joining us on that. Of course, Kali Puri, our Vice Chairperson of the Aaj Tak India Today group, speaking to those from YouTube who conferred her the award for 50 million subscribers. This is certainly a record-breaking history, becoming the world's largest news channel on a platform like YouTube. Here's what she said.
Special presentation. Aaj Tak first launched its YouTube channel 13 years ago and have just reached an incredible milestone. The first news channel globally to reach 50 million subscribers. So we designed a custom statue to commemorate this moment and flew it across the world.
All right, now the national capital has witnessed a spectacular presentation of discipline and grit as the army contingents and other personnel marched on the Kartavya path on the 74th Republic Day parade. Let me take you through all the images coming in. Attired in specially designed regal uniforms, the regal camels of the BSF enthralled the audience at the Republic Day parade. For the first time, women riders on their decorated camels participated in the parade, showcasing the theme of empowerment of Indian women in various fields. One of the many highlights was the naval contingent of 144 young sailors marching down Delhi's Kartavya path. The notable thing was that marching contingent for the very first time in history consisted of 3 women and 6 male Agniveers. Next in line was the 61st Cavalry, raised in 1953. The 61st Cavalry is the only serving active horse cavalry regiment in the world. In fact, with the amalgamation of all the state horse units, their motto is Ashwa Shakti Yashobal,
which means horsepower is forever supreme.
And President Murmu took the salute of an all-women contingent from Central Reserve Police Force, known as the Peacekeepers of the Nation, at the Republic Day Parade. The force has the distinction of raising the first ever women-armed police battalion in the world. And for the first time, the Egyptian army contingent marched on Kartavya path. The military parade group of the Egyptian armed forces consisted of 144 soldiers, reflected the greatness of the Egyptian state and its pride in its ancient history.
The force has the distinction of raising the first ever women-armed police battalion in the world.
All right, now a massive show of strength by the Indian Air Force on the occasion of Republic Day over Kartavya path. 50 aircraft showcased aerobatics that we saw right up in the skies. Over 8 types of formations that was fully visible on full display, bringing us such pride. The Indian Air Force certainly shined in the skies. As we see the flypast, that was really the most awaited stunt that took over the skies. Let me take you through those visuals that came in a little earlier from the day, showing huge strength of the Indian Air Force.
Celebration to happen. And this is the Trishul formation. Pulling has been presented. 1 C-17 aircraft with 2 Sukhoi 30.
In fact, we saw some deadly fighter jets as well parading on the skies. This year, Republic Day Parade really displayed quite a unique mix, as we see, of military prowess and cultural diversity. And as part of this military prowess, we saw the Air Force itself flexing as we saw
The National War Memorial has been
aerobatics of at least 50 aircrafts that was in full display, over 8 types of formations that was visible in the skies. The Indian Air Force flypast that included close to 50 aircrafts. This was the grand finale and really a much awaited show. The Indian Air Force and their might right up on the skies. Let me cut across to Shiv Arur joining us live from the newsroom. Shiv, the Indian Air Force's might was on full display. Their formations, the aerobatics, certainly quite a sight to behold indeed.
The only problem, Nabila, is that nobody could really behold it because the weather was actually that bad. This was record low visibility for a Republic Day. The fact is, every Republic Day there's always a little bit of fog and some rain, a little bit of drizzle. There was every hope that this year the sun would come out and, hopefully provide some visibility. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So if people were on the ground at Kartavya Path looking up at the skies, they would have seen bare little. They would have, of course, heard the roar of all those aircraft, and it was a fabulous show, technically speaking, because this was the largest ever, flypast contingent by the Indian Air Force. Like you said, 50 aircraft of all kinds, from the Sukhoi 30s to the Rafales, to the Apache helicopters, to the new Prachand light combat helicopter, C-17, Globemaster 3 heavy transport aircraft. I, in fact, spoke to a pilot of one of these formations just a short while ago after they landed, Nabila, and he says he's never seen such poor visibility for a Republic Day celebrations. They could scarcely see the ground. People on the ground couldn't see the air. So it was really bad all the way around. Thankfully, the Indian Air Force has had the presence of mind since last year to conduct a lot of aerial photography during these flypasts. And that's the reason why there's a lot of footage, a lot of still imagery of these aircraft. Aircraft to aircraft photography has taken place, which captures these beautiful warbirds in the air, because unfortunately on the ground they were practically invisible. So it was a very, very successful flypast, but sadly not very many people could enjoy it to the fullest thanks to the weather and visibility.
Right, Shiv, we believe that's precisely why the parade was slightly delayed as well. They were hoping for the skies to clear up a tad bit, and it did slightly. And yes, the flypast was quite successful, but give us a little on the kind of aircrafts that was on display. What was the first for the 74th celebration this time?
Oh, this was, they pretty much put everything that they have into this flypast, Nabila. There was a fabulous mix of aircraft, from attack helicopters to utility helicopters to fighter aircraft to transport aircraft and even a vintage aircraft. The Dakota, was there as part of this entire flypast. You also saw an interesting addition to the mix this year, the IL-38, which was the only Indian naval aircraft to feature in this year's Air Force flypast. The IL-38 happens to be, a 44-year-old aircraft, which will soon be decommissioned and retired from service. So today happens to be the first and last time, that people will see it in the Republic Day flypast. But apart from that, I think the real eye-catcher today, were the Rafale fighter jets. Most viewers will have missed the indigenous Tejas fighter aircraft, which featured a couple of Republic Day flypasts ago, but this year sadly did not make an appearance, probably because of professional deployment commitments of the aircraft itself. But apart from that, the Jaguar fighter bombers, the Sukhoi 30 aircraft, the C-17s, the C-130J Super Hercules, which are the main transport aircraft now of the Indian Air Force, the AN-32s, and of course the Rafales were out in very, very big display. 9 Rafales participating. That's the largest they've ever had in terms of numbers in a Republic Day parade flypast, Nabila. So really, really big. And just so our viewers understand, these fighters arrive with clockwork precision from different air bases, around the northern area, from Ambala, from Jodhpur, etc. And then they land in Hindon, and some of them then take off and go back to their bases. So none of this is happening from very near Delhi, but air bases around Delhi, Nabila.
The flypast, which will
Shiv, also a first was the venue itself. It was Kartavya Path this time around. Really a huge transition, shedding all the colonial baggage there. We saw Kartavya Path, the parade that took on, which really brought in this added color and just pride for India, considering it's been renamed.
from Rajpath to Kartavya Path.
Very true. The first Republic Day after the renaming of Rajpath to Kartavya Path, and I think there was also a deliberate emphasis this time on Made in India and India Power at Republic Day. That usually is the case, but if you looked at the choice of weapons that were displayed, the choice of vehicles, the themes of many of the cultural displays, it was all about self-reliance, Made in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Rising India, India Power, etc. So I think the ceremonials directorate of the Defence Ministry, which actually takes a lot of proposals into account before designing and developing the sort of thematic contours of Republic Day, obviously were given a very specific directive that this time it needs to be about a rising India and a rising power, and that's what was established by this. Kartavya Path, the new central Vista, which will be open for the next Parliament session as well. All of those things on the horizon now, Nabila.
All right, Shiv, thank you very much. Great watching you right through the morning. 74th Republic Day was certainly such a grand celebration, as we saw many firsts right through the day. This morning, despite low visibility, it was on full display. Our military might coupled with cultural diversity, showcasing every aspect of India in such a grand manner. On the 74th Republic Day, this year's celebrations were undoubtedly colorful. In fact, the Indian Army there, our military prowess was on full display. All its capabilities, our indigenous weapons were fully showcased. Celebration started with Prime Minister Modi visiting the National War Memorial, paying tributes to our heroes. President Draupadi Murmu then led the nation into the Republic Day celebrations right this morning from that revamped Central Vista Avenue, along with the 27 tableaus from 17 states on display and 6 others of various other ministries. Another highlight of this year's parade was Veterans Tableau, providing a glimpse of veterans' contribution in shaping India's future. Along the lines of Make in India, the initiative by the Army decided to showcase many of the Indian-made weapons and systems that was all part of this march. Rafale MBT Arjun Nag anti-tank guided missiles, Akash air defense missiles, and several others were all part of this grand parade today. 50 aircrafts performed the air show as part of this 74th Republic Day celebrations. And like we say, indeed, many firsts on this Republic Day celebration. We witnessed a grand parade right this morning. For the first time, Egyptian head of state attended the ceremony as a chief guest. And for the first time, the Egyptian army contingent took part in the march. The 74th Republic Day celebrations took place on a revamped Central Vista Avenue. The vintage artillery with 25-pounder guns that traditionally fires the thundering ceremonial 21-gun salute during Republic Day celebrations were this time replaced by the 105mm Indian field guns for this parade. The team of Daredevils, meanwhile, the motorcycle riders from the Corps of Signals, were co-led by women officers, again the first. And for the first time, women were made part of the BSF Camel contingent. Agniveers were also included in that parade. Prime Minister Modi's initiative was also this time around to include commoners in all events that reflected at the parade. Workers, also some of those people who really were involved in constructing the Kartavya Path were all given front row seats. It certainly was a grand show this time, and also a way to display military prowess and capabilities, and that was what we saw extensively. The military strength in every aspect. The aerial show as well, that was certainly the highlight, included the 9 Rafale aircrafts and the Navy's IL-38.
On top of his 10.5 feet ladder. Precision to the split of a second that has all of us watching mesmerized by the kind of stunts that they will perform. Jimmy formation showcasing.
And meanwhile, of course, any celebration comes with its fair share of politics. A tiff between the KCR-led government and the Telangana governor
Soundarajan has really taken over Republic Day celebrations in the state of Telangana, even after the Telangana High Court's strict direction to follow the centre's direction to organize Republic Day celebrations and parade. Telangana Governor Soundarajan was seen unfurling the flag, reviewing the parade along the Raj Bhavan. Traditionally, Republic Day celebrations used to take place at the parade grounds in Hyderabad every year in the presence of both the Governor and the Chief Minister. Now, amid this ongoing face-off between the Chief Minister and the Governor, KCR government had scrapped the customary parade for a second year in a row, citing COVID, and also curtailed celebrations at the Raj Bhavan as well. However, this time, the Governor sent an invitation to the Chief Minister and all the cabinet ministers, but not one was in attendance. This is the latest flashpoint between the KCR-led government and Telangana Governor Soundarajan. In fact, Congress and the BJP have accused KCR and his government of insulting the constitution by not celebrating the occasion. Now, Kirti Chakra is India's second highest peacetime gallantry award after Ashok Chakra. Shaurya Chakra is the country's third highest peacetime gallantry award. Let's take a quick look at this report. Two army heroes, Major Shubhang and Nayak Jitendra Singh, have been decorated with the country's second highest gallantry medals, the Kirti Chakra, for their valor and courage and determination for the nation.
Major Shubhang and Nayak Jitendra Singh, two army heroes who have been decorated this Republic Day with the country's second highest gallantry medals for conspicuous acts of bravery executed in peacetime. The Kirti Chakra. Major Shubhang of the 62 Rashtriya Rifles gets the coveted Kirti Chakra for an operation on Jammu and Kashmir's Budgam last year. Leading a team of soldiers, Major Shubhang and two men received gunshot wounds while laying a tight cordon in a village where the terrorists were hiding. Despite his injuries, the officer killed one terrorist in an intense, extremely close quarter fight. He then chased the second terrorist from his position of advantage so he could rescue his injured men. In his award citation, Major Shubhang has been praised for his bravery and stout leadership, going beyond the call of duty. Nayak Jitendra of the 44 Rashtriya Rifles gets his Kirti Chakra for playing a pivotal role in 3 operations that resulted in 7 terrorists being killed. In one of the operations in Pulwama last year, Nayak Jitendra killed 2 terrorists at extremely close range despite sustaining several gunshot wounds. The soldier is recovering from his injuries and has been formally praised for his indomitable spirit, exemplary initiative, and supreme bravery. On this Republic Day, India thanks them for their service. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, on the occasion of the 74th Republic Day celebrations, the centre has announced recipients of the prestigious Padma Award, the highest civilian honour in India. The President has approved the conferment of 106 Padma awardees. Let's have a look.
The Government of India has announced the Padma Awards, one of the highest civilian recognitions in the country. For 2023, the President has approved 106 names. This year, former Samajwadi Party chief late Mulayam Singh Yadav, along with former Karnataka Chief Minister S.M. Krishna, were chosen for the second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan. Aditya Birla Group Chairman Kumar Mangalam Birla and social worker Sudha Murthy, who is married to Infosys founder Narayan Murthy, are among the 9 awardees of Padma Bhushan, the third highest civilian honour. The late Rakesh Radhesham Jhunjhunwala, who was popularly called India's Warren Buffett, has been posthumously honoured with Padma Shri, India's 4th highest civilian award, along with RRR movies music composer M.M. Keeravani and Bollywood actor Raveena Tandon. Instituted in 1954, Padma Awards are announced on the occasion of Republic Day every year. Bureau Report, India Today.
Of course, the Padma awardees quite ecstatic. Triple R music composer has been conferred with the Padma Shri. First reaction coming in from Keeravani on Padma Shri award that he received. Natu Natu composer has been awarded the Padma Shri. His is the same song, Natu Natu, that won the Golden Globes Best Original Track. Certainly a well-deserving one. He reacts post the award.
By God's grace and the blessings of all my gurus, my parents and mentors, this achievement is not mine alone. It's an achievement of all my mentors and my brothers and all the supporters.
Meanwhile, the Padma awardees there expressing their gratitude on being recognized. A bunch of them speaking. Listen in.
पद्मश्री अवार्ड मिला, बिजली वर्ग को मिला। ये अवार्ड मैं बीदर की जनता और बिजली कारीगरों को डेडिकेट करता हूँ। और ये काम मैं बचपन से काम कर रहा हूँ। ये हमारा ख़ानदानी काम है और मेरी मेहनत का सिला मेरे को अभी मार्च अप्रैल में मिलेगा। आज है सो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से मेरा सम्मान हुआ।
ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಯಾರೂ ಗಮನಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರುಚಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಮೆಚ್ತಾರೆ. ಬರೀ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಲೇಖಕ ಯಾವತ್ತೋ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಅವನು ಸತ್ತೇ ಸಾಯ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವನು ಸತ್ತ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನ ಪುಸ್ತಕಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸು ಇನ್ನು.
All right. Meanwhile, high alert has been sounded across Jammu and Kashmir as some intelligence inputs have suggested that terrorists from Pakistan may try to escalate attacks. India Today's Sunil Bhatt gets us these exclusive ground reports from the line of control in Jammu's Akhnur sector on security preparedness. Let's have a look.
Jammu and Kashmir in the grip of fear. Terror strikes and relentless targeted killings have opened 2 decades-old wounds. Days after twin terror attacks rocked Jammu and Kashmir, security across the Union territory has been tightened.
Right now we are standing at the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir's Akhnur sector, and here you can see that Indian Army Jawans are patrolling here near the line of control, and the Indian Army Jawans are now equipped with modern weapons. High alert has been sounded across the length and breadth of Jammu and Kashmir, be it Jammu region or the Kashmir Valley, particularly at the line of control as well as at the international border.
Intelligence agencies have sounded high alert. Sources in the agencies claim terrorists from Pakistan may try to foment trouble as it resorts to its dirty tricks again. But our Jawans are all geared up to give a fitting reply.
You can see now that concrete bunkers have been built for the Army Jawans, and this has been done in order to improve their conditions here at the line of control. I will just try and navigate through this tiny lane inside this bunker, and I will just show you the pictures that how our brave Army Jawans are maintaining a strict vigil here at the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir's Akhnur sector. My camera person Neeraj is showing you the pictures. There you see our Army Jawans, our brave hearts, they are maintaining strict vigil, and you can see that their finger is on the trigger of this rifle and their eyes are set towards the enemy posts. And this is the place where in the past eyeball to eyeball confrontation took place.
Forces deployed at the LOC have been equipped with Israel-made Negev LMG, considered as one of the best when it comes to accuracy.
Here you can see that the Indian Army Jawans now have, these modern weapons. This is Negev LMG. This is made in Israel gun. This is called Negev light machine gun. And it's one of the most modern guns of our present times. The Indian Army Jawans are equipped with modern weapons now. And the speciality of this gun is that its firing range is 800 meters. It can fire up to the range of 800 meters.
The security forces deployed at the line of control and international border are maintaining strict vigil to avert any attacks by Pakistan and its terrorists. With Sunil Bhatt in Jammu, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, now Israel's ambassador to India, Naor Gilon, has extended his Republic Day wishes to Indians. He said that India and Israel share a great strategic partnership and that love and respect between the two goes beyond diplomacy. He has a special video here made by the Israeli embassy. I'm going to leave you with that.
Of our two ancient civilizations, India and Israel share a great strategic partnership. The love and respect between our people go beyond diplomacy. Israel ketaraf sesabi baharat vasiyu, ko gantantra divas ki hardik, shub kamnai.
Sare Bharatianu, Gallantry divas dia shub kamnava.
आप सगळ्यांना गणतंत्र दिवसरी ही आठवणी शुभकामना.
সকলকে জানাই প্রজাতন্ত্র দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা.
आपना सर्वाना प्रजासत्ताक दिनाच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. जय हिंद.
हिंदुस्तान को यौम-ए-जमहूरिया की बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद. जय हिंद. הפונה הקולקה גונתנטו דביקור, הוביסי גייפון, קורילו, ג'יי הנד.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, tune in for Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political black.
she takes the news by its horns.
You think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events. The true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter.
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
Of those who should matter. I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth. On the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the point with Preeti Chaudhary. At these times, only on India Today.
Co-powered by RK Marble, Khoobsurat Imandari. In association with JioMart, Har Ghar Ka Mart.
All right, some big news coming in. After BBC Modi film screening that took place in JNU, the ABVP now insisting to screen Kashmir Files in the campus. BBC Modi documentary versus Kashmir Files now in JNU campus. We saw clashes that broke out at the JNU campus over BBC's Modi documentary. Now ABVP insists that they will screen Kashmir Files in the same university, JNU, where the banned documentary on Modi made by BBC was screened. There was much commotion, clashes and whatnot that took place in the last 2 days owing to the screening of the banned documentary on Modi designed by the BBC, the British broadcaster. Now this documentary has been banned in India, yet we saw several universities including JNU, Jamia Millia, many in Kerala who aired this banned documentary at their college campus. And now the ABVP says since JNU aired the BBC Modi documentary, we are also going to air Kashmir Files at the JNU campus. Let me cut across to Milind joining us live for more on that. Milind, the ABVP insisting that they want to now air Kashmir Files at the JNU campus. This almost has become tu-tu meme. What are they trying to do? What is ABVP trying to do? What statement are they trying to make?
Well, absolutely. It's Nabila, it's like an eye for an eye. And that would perhaps lead to the whole world becoming blind. But in this case, after JNU, SU, the left-wing students screened or tried to watch through other mechanisms the BBC controversial documentary on PM Modi, now the ABVP Students Union has said that they will screen the Kashmir Files in response to what the JNSU left-wing students have done. And of course, the real question is whether the JNU administration give the ABVP permission to screen Kashmir Files, because the JNU administration there, the Vice Chancellor, had not given permission to even the left-wing students to screen the BBC documentary on PM Modi. So whether or not the administration is actually going to give them the permission is the big question. But yes, it's your word against mine. It's a tutu meme in JNU once again, with the ABVP now looking to screen the Kashmir Files movie. Of course, it talks about the genocide on Kashmiri Pandits and was widely, criticized and liked by, a lot of people and has created a lot of political controversy as well. So now, in response to the BBC documentary, this is what the ABVP has decided to do. Although we yet to confirm which date and what time the screening would perhaps take place.
You know, the ABVP, by insisting on airing Kashmir Files inside the university because they aired the banned documentary, is almost legitimizing the banned documentary film, the content of it. Because on one hand, you have Kashmir Files fully endorsed by the government and backed by the government. Yes, it has received criticism, but it's also at the same time been fully endorsed by the current government. Now, BBC documentary is banned. Now, they insisted on airing a banned documentary. To that, you're going to counter it by airing a film that was fully supported by the government. In that sense, if you really try to conclude on this, then it almost looks like the ABVP is legitimizing the contents of that BBC documentary, which ideally is banned in India, isn't it?
Yes, well, Nabila, the movie hasn't been completely banned. It's just the government hasn't said it officially about the BBC documentary. But yes, the government has tried to do a lot of other things around not letting people view this particular movie in India, such as banning YouTube links and banning Twitter links, etc., taking down a lot of links that had uploaded the documentary on various downloadable platforms on the World Wide Web and the internet. But yes, of course, the big question there is, of course, students' bodies might want to do, either the screening of BBC documentary or the screening of Kashmir Files. But the real question is, of course, even if the Kashmir Files has been endorsed by the government themselves, it depends on the JNU administration whether or not they're actually going to allow the ABVP association body to screen this documentary through legitimate routes within the campus or not. And if that happens, yes, it's definitely going to be a controversy, because the JNU left students were not allowed to screen the BBC documentary on PM Modi. So that is going to be another point of clash between the two student body associations in the most prestigious university in India, the Jawaharlal Nehru University.
All right, Milan, stay with us. We hear that a bunch of other universities across India have screened the BBC documentary. All right, cutting across to visuals coming in from Chennai. Protests have erupted in Chennai on the BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi. We're trying to get Pramod live on that. Pramod, can you hear me? What are the protests for? Are they condemning the movie, or do they want to air it? What really is the scene there in Chennai as we see protests? A bunch of them holding up their party flags. Who are these people? What are they protesting against?
These are the cadres from Democratic Youth Federation of India, DYFI, belonging to CPIM, and they have gathered over here condemning the ban over the BBC documentary, and they claim that this is a kind of a protest to show that no such thing can be banned in a democratic country like India. That's what they claim, and they are protesting over there. They claim that they've also stating that by today they will try to watch the documentary in this place also, right beneath that Ambedkar statue. That's the actual decision taken over here, and that's the reason they have gathered at this spot. There is police present across. Police are also quietly watching, trying to make sure that there is no untoward incident occurs or any kind of public disturbance. So amongst this, DYFI cadres have gathered over here to watch the documentary that was released by BBC.
It's all right, Pramod. You know, I just spoke to our reporter Milan Sharma just a few minutes ago, and she said the movie is not exactly banned. Yes, the YouTube links have been brought down by the government, and the government has officially condemned it, calling this a propaganda piece, a piece that would instigate Muslims in the country, and certainly has no truth to it. This is what the government stand is, but ultimately you have versions of the link doing the rounds all over. You have universities there still airing the BBC documentary. Even though the government says that they do not approve of it, it's still widely in circulation, very much visible, but yet we see protests there erupting in Chennai, questioning on the ban, the government's ban on this BBC documentary, saying it's curbing their constitutional rights to view whatever they want in a democratic country like ours. Now, meanwhile, JNU and Jamia are the center of campus showdowns at this point across India over the controversial BBC Modi film. A screening was stopped at the Jamia University today, following which a ruckus broke out. 13 students were detained. This comes just hours after late-night escalation on JNU premises, where the film was viewed by a bunch of students there, and power was cut off. And despite that, they went on to watch the entire documentary on their phones. In fact, many of them have been detained currently in the Vasant Kunj police station. This happened yesterday evening. Let me take you through what's transpired.
The BBC's documentary on Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stoked chaos on campuses across India, from JNU to Jamia and Thiruvananthapuram to Punjab. The face-off over the controversial film has exploded. At the Jamia Millia Islamia in Delhi, where a screening was scheduled for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, a notice was issued by the administration against it. Security was beefed up, gates shut, and students locked inside the premises. A dramatic altercation followed. Left-wing student group SFI claims 4 students were detained by cops.
I keep reiterating this कि कल 26 जनवरी है
और हमारे फंडामेंटल राइट्स पे एक मैसिव अटैक है, राइट टू एक्सप्रेशन पे, राइट टू से एनीथिंग, हर चीज़ के ऊपर एक बहुत ही बड़ा हमला है ये। और ये ना खाली पुलिस की तरफ से है, ना खाली दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से, बट जामिया एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से भी है, क्योंकि जो हमारे स्टूडेंट सुबह यहाँ से डिटेन हुए वो कैंपस के अंदर सिर्फ अपनी क्लास करने के लिए आए थे और उनको मतलब डिटेन करके बिना किसी बात के ले गए यहाँ से।
The showdown comes after the late-night ruckus at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, where a screening of the documentary was blocked by cutting off power supply.
बड़े स्क्रीन पे प्रोजेक्टर के साथ इस कैंपस में ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री चलेगी।
What followed was chaos and protest by outraged students. Students took their protest to Delhi's Vasant Kunj police station, where at 1:15 a.m. they lodged a complaint. On Wednesday morning, a new twist emerged. The ABVP accused the SFI of bringing outsiders into the campus.
हम ये बाकी मीडिया को बोलना चाहते हैं कि बड़ी-बड़ी ईंटें चली है, पत्थरबाजी एबीवीपी के तरफ से हुआ है और प्रशासन और पुलिस द्वारा कोई भी अभी तक रेस्क्यू किसी भी तरीके से इवैक्यूएशन नहीं किया जा रहा है।
अगर यहाँ मीडिया नहीं होती तो मैं पक्का कह सकता हूँ इनकी मॉब लिंचिंग हो गई होती, क्योंकि आप देखिए जिस तरीके की तैयारी है, नीतीश नारायणन एसएफआई कैडर हैं, ये यहाँ देखिए क्या कर रहे हैं, झाड़ियों में लाठी डंडे लेकर के। तो तमाम ये लोग जो हैं, ये जेएनयू के अंदर जामिया के लोग, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के लोग, ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? ये जो चेहरे हैं इसमें से सिर्फ 2 जेएनयू के हैं।
The firestorm over the Modi took an unlikely turn in Kerala, where Gandhi loyalist A.K. Antony's son Anil quit the party due to internal criticism he faced over a tweet against the BBC film.
I have the highest of regards for Sri Rahul Gandhi. I personally feel he is doing one of the most commendable things by walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and trying to unite this country and give a message of love. But at the same time, I feel so sad for him because of the people he has surrounded himself with. Because sadly, the people who are with him, the people who are around him, the people who claim to be his supporters are people who are filled with vicious hatred, who stands for nothing which he is standing for.
What started in JNU is now echoing across campuses. Presidency College in Kolkata is all set to screen the BBC documentary on Friday. With Milan Sharma and Akshay Dongre, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, big news coming in. Aam Aadmi Party's mayoral candidate in Delhi, Dr. Shelley Oberoi, reaches the Supreme Court, demands to conduct mayor's elections in a time-bound manner. Petition has now been filed by her at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court may hear the matter on Friday. Delhi's mayoral election that was scheduled to take place a little earlier this week was postponed yet again. It appears that a date that has not been fixed is what's irking party candidates. Aam Aadmi Party's mayoral candidate, Dr. Shelley Oberoi from Delhi, reaches the Supreme Court now asking for mayoral elections to conduct in a time-bound manner. Of course, irked by the multiple delays, a petition has been filed by Dr. Shelley, who is the Aam Aadmi Party candidate for mayor. She has reached the Supreme Court now. The Supreme Court may just take up this matter on Friday. Amit Bharadwaj joining us live for more on that. Amit, when was the mayoral polls scheduled to happen? Delhi is right now without a mayor, despite the MCD polls taking place weeks ago, over a month. Now, you still have no mayor appointed in Delhi, and really, what's the reason for the delay? We heard Lieutenant Governor, the Lieutenant General, who in fact spoke extensively about holding these elections in a time-bound manner, but none of them have lived up to it.
Well, Nabila, there's absolutely a lot of delay in appointment of the mayor in the unified MCD. The elections were concluded in December itself. It's been more than 45 days that Delhi is waiting for a new mayor to get elected from the house. Now, what happened was the first electioneering process happened on January 6th at the Civic Center in the national capital, but the entire process was disrupted because of the chaos and ruckus in the house, where you saw Aam Aadmi Party councillors as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party councillors getting into a physical combat of sorts in the house, because of which not even the oath-taking process could be concluded. That day, the bone of contention between the both parties was whether the eldermen, who are the nominated members of the MCD, can take oath before the elected representatives or not. Now, that day, the entire session was washed out. After that, after a much delay, on 24th of January, a house was called, and it was expected that after the oath-taking process, the mayor elections will happen. That did not happen again, because the house was adjourned by the presiding officer, and without telling as to when the house will reconvene. And that is why Aam Aadmi Party has now reached out to the Supreme Court seeking a time.
All right, let's just hope the Supreme Court does give relief and the mayoral polls is conducted soon enough. All right, now meanwhile, no relief to former Punjab Congress chief Navjot Singh Sidhu to stay in jail now. Following this, Sidhu's supporters have cancelled plans to welcome him as well. Sidhu's supporters were hopeful that he would be among the 50 prisoners who were released by Bhagwant Mann government under the centre's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav special remission scheme. Hoardings and posters were put up across Patiala to welcome Sidhu. However, it was removed by the Patiala Municipal Corporation later on. And enraged by Bhagwant Mann's government's big blow to Navjot Singh Sidhu, his wife Navjot Kaur Sidhu she said that Sidhu falls in the category of ferocious animal, and that is why Bhagwant Mann government doesn't want to extend the 75th year of independence relief to him. Further, she cautioned, stay away from Sidhu. Navjot Singh Sidhu is serving a 1-year jail term in Patiala Central Prison in 1988 road rage case. Kamaljeet joining us live for a little more on that. Kamaljeet, we see Navjot Singh Sidhu to stay in prison for a little while longer. This is, of course, at a time when you have at least 50 prisoners who have been released by the Bhagwant Mann government under the centre's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav special remission scheme. Hoardings were also put up, posters were put up across Patiala to welcome Navjot Singh Sidhu out of jail, but it appears that it was dampened after the Bhagwant Mann government denied this relief or remission to him. In fact, we see that Bhagwant Mann's government has decided to not grant this remission policy to Navjot Singh Sidhu, to which Navjot Singh Sidhu's wife, Navjot Kaur Sidhu, has said that Sidhu falls in the category of a ferocious animal, and that is why Bhagwant Mann government doesn't want to extend this 75th year of independence relief to him, while she further cautioned, stay away from Sidhu. Let me cut across to Kamaljeet for more on that. Kamal, what really happened? Navjot Singh Sidhu's posters were put up all over. His fans anticipated him to come out. They hoped that they could greet him well enough. Why did they have this excitement if there was no there was no way that Navjot Singh Sidhu would be out of prison? This was not even a thought by the Bhagwant Mann government. What prompted them to celebrate?
Well, the euphoria over release of Dr. Navjot Singh Sidhu has dampened down, especially after there was no release of list. But yes, as far as rules and regulations are concerned, he was eligible because as far as the MHA guideline says that those who have completed 2/3 of their imprisonment can actually be released. But sources had clearly indicated to us hours before the decision was to be made that there's no such move. The central government list did not mention Navjot Sidhu. The state government did not mention it. However, there was a plan, because there was a huge plan to welcome Navjot Singh Sidhu. In fact, the Congress party had said that he would join the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Srinagar on the 30th. That's the finale of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. There was a huge welcome which was planned, a red carpet for Navjot Singh Sidhu, the then PCC chief. But all that has now gone down the drain, and it seems, because remember, Navjot Singh Sidhu never asked for a parole. We've seen in the neighboring state of Haryana, where Gurmeet Ram Rahim, he's been on parole after parole, but Navjot Singh Sidhu, who is sentenced for a year, did not take the parole, thinking that his good behavior would actually let him off quite the hook easily. But that's also not happened. But that only kind of pushes his release only a few days later. So we've been told sometime in February that's the time he could be released, but it's not going to be on Republic Day. So the hopes are dashed. And a harsh tweet coming in from his wife saying that Navjot Singh Sidhu is a ferocious animal. So obviously that's a taunt more at the Bhagwant Mann government, questioning as to why he cannot be released. In the list of those who have been released are petty criminals, criminals who have completed much of the sentence, but it is obviously more of a political move, it seems, that Navjot Singh Sidhu has not been released.
Right, Kamal, thank you very much for joining us with that. Of course, Kamal, as we see Navjot Singh